What's up everybody, and welcome to my first follow along video of 2021. I wish you all a happy new year. I hope you're all doing okay, but you probably need some movement in your life since yoga studios and gyms around most of the world are still closed. So I'm here to help you. We're going to be doing a flow that's about 30 to 40 minutes long, more or less. And we're going to start with some neck stretches, wrist stretches, shoulder warm up, and then end it with a really good yoga flow that really tackles the hips, hamstrings, and even the lower back. So if you need some movement in your life, all you need is a mat or, your floor. And if you're a beginner or close to a beginner, you might benefit from using a yoga block. Or if you don't have a block, you can use a really thick book or like a little stool or even a chair would help a lot. And also a band or a shirt or a towel or a yoga strap or a belt. Any of these things will do. And if you're more advanced, you might not need either of these. But I've made the flow in such a way where it's good for all levels. So whether you're a beginner or more intermediate level, you're going to love this and you're going to get a great benefit out of it. And at the end of it, you'll likely be feeling really good. So let's begin. I'm going to put these props to the side and I'll let you know when you might need it. And let's stand up and stand evenly on both feet, like so. Put your arms out to the side. Just stand straight. Good. Now, let's start by rotating our arms just like this. This gets the shoulders a little warmed up. You're basically emphasizing external rotation when the arms are going out to the side, and while you keep your elbows close to your body. Okay? Take a deep breath in and let it go. Deep breath in and let it go. Now, when your arms are down here, keep them straight and just rotate with the arms straight up to the sky and down and back up. Just opening up everything, maybe looking up and down. Now keep your arms down here and sweep the arms up to the sky. Look up, put the hands together and bring the hands down into prayer position. Great. Now we're going to move on to our next stretch. Basically, I'm going to just turn around so you could see what I'm doing. I'm going to start by putting my left hand behind my left arm behind my back, and then my right hand on the back left side of my head, and I'm going to allow the weight of my right arm and elbow to just slowly bring my chin toward my left shoulder. And the reason I have my arm behind my back is so that it keeps my left shoulder back. And also notice like my head is tilted, my chin is tilted toward the left shoulder. But if you want to explore this spot here, maybe move your neck down or up and find that sweet stretch that works for you. Take a deep breath here and let it go. Let's switch sides. Basically, right arm behind your back brings the right shoulder back a little bit. Left hand over the back right side of your head, and then just allow the weight of your arm to slowly bring your chin to your right shoulder. And again, if you want to move your head in some angle where it targets the neck stretch better for you, find that sweet spot and just take a deep breath in right now. Remember that every suggestion anyone makes in any yoga class is just a suggestion, and you know your body best. So if you want to make a modification and do something, veer off the course a little because your body's telling you, hey, try this or do this or stay in this stretch a little longer or this hurts, maybe back off. Respect your body's signals, and yeah, very good. Let's release that. For this next part, you might need your band, so have it near you, your band or belt or towel, shirt, whatever. And basically, let's just roll down into a forward fold by tucking our chin in, allow the shoulders to roll forward, and just come down one vertebrae at a time, rounding our back as we just let our arms dangle down in front of us. Good. And then let's grab our strap. You might not need this, but basically put it behind you, grab it, and just bring the hands over your head. Take a deep breath here and let it go. Good. Now bend the right knee and twist over to the left side. Deep breath here and let it go. Good. Try to bring the hands over the head a little more. Straighten the leg. Bend the left knee and twist over to the right side. You can even use your left hand to pull down and increase that twist. Good. Take a deep breath here and let it go. Good. Straighten both legs and try to forward fold a little deeper, trying to bring the hands overhead a little more, and then bring the hands down behind you slowly. Good. Now you can let that strap go. Good. And then half forward fold. Slide the hands on your thighs and then flatten your lower back or upper back as well, your entire back. Good. And then come up to stand with one motion right there. And so you have like this nice upright position. Good. Now, let's bring the hands down to the mat. Step back into plank. Hang out here for one moment. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your abs. Push through the shoulders. Real nice and strong. Good. And then you're going to lower down very slowly. Shoulders coming forward. Good. And we're going to go into Sphinx pose. For Sphinx pose, you're just going to put your forearms down. Just like this. So your elbows are right under your shoulders. Drive the elbows back a little bit and feel how that engages your upper back a little and makes you a little more upright. And now do some neck rolls. Basically move your head in a big circle slowly for a nice neck massage. Massage the traps a little bit. Go at your own pace, whatever's comfortable for you. Deep breath. And switch sides. Really feel that nice little movement, massaging your upper traps. Good. Now, replace your elbow with your hand. Good. And just come up to tabletop position. Basically, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. And let's do a little bit of a cat-cow 3 times. Cat-cow is very simple. You're just going to inhale as you arch up, look up, stick your butt out. Exhale, round your back. Look at your belly button and tuck your tailbone. Squeeze your glutes. Inhale as you stick your butt out, arch your back, looking up. And exhale, round your back. Tuck your tailbone. Push through the shoulders. Look at your belly button. Inhale as you reverse that and stick your bum out. Looking up. Good. And then come to neutral, flat back. Tuck your toes and lift your knees up only an inch. Okay? Just an inch. An inch or two. And do the same thing 3 times. Look up, stick your butt out. And then round your back, tuck your tailbone with your knees lifted a little bit. Feel how this engages the core. Reverse it. Arch your back, stick your butt out, look up. Exhale, round your back, push through the shoulders. Look at your belly button, squeeze your glutes. Again, inhale as you arch up, look up, stick the bum out, come to neutral, and then set the knees down. Good. Now I want you to round your back one more time, push through the shoulders in this cat position, looking down, and then walk your hands all the way to your knees and do a final push through the shoulders to round your back even more. Just an added back stretch. Some people feel that that's good. Now, come back forward, your hands in tabletop position, and just do some shoulder rolls where you bring your shoulders forward, up to your ears, back together, and down away from the ears. So try to make a huge circle with your shoulders while the elbows are completely straight. Look at your elbows if they're bending at all in this position. Lock them out. Squeeze the triceps to keep the elbows locked out. Now switch the direction of the circle. So try that out. Try to keep your spine neutral. Good. And we're gonna stop right there. And we're gonna put our palms up with the fingers facing each other. So I'm gonna face the camera right here so it's clearer. But basically my palms are up, fingers are facing each other, and just start rocking side to side. And as you're rocking side to side, start curling the fingers into a fist and straightening them. And feel how that really stretches the wrists. It's nice to work on the wrists. It's always good to never neglect the wrists. Especially in yoga, there's so much wrist work. And if this is really painful, just sit back on your heels more. But if you want more of a stretch, you can bring your shoulders forward more, but don't push it. We're trying to be gentle here. Good. Now, I'm going to face the normal way on the mat again in tabletop position. Put your hands down normally, palms flat, and just extend your left leg back behind you and right arm up. Good. Look back at your foot. Is it level with the ground? If it's too low or too high, try to make it level. Good. And then arm up, palm facing up. Look at your hand. Good. Set everything down. Switch sides. Right leg back behind you. Again, look back. Is that leg level? Good. Raise that left arm up, palm up. Look at your hand. Is your leg level? Try to keep it up there. Breathe. Good. Let's set everything down. Now we're going to do a half moon preparation. Basically, in this position, instead of lifting the opposite knee and arm like we just did, we're going to raise the left leg up and then raise the left arm up. And make sure the left toes that are in the air are pointing to the left. Okay? So not straight down, just up. And the arm is up. And try to raise your left leg up as high as it'll go. And hold it for 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. And let it go. Let's switch sides. Right leg back up. Right arm up, over, straight to the sky. And this time again, try to make your right toes face all the way to the right. This is the external rotation of the hip. Good. And then try to raise that foot, that leg up as high as it'll go. And take a deep breath here and hold it for 3, 2, 1, let it go. Set everything down. Excellent. Tuck your toes. Oh, and by the way, if anytime any part of this yoga flow starts to become too intense, remember you can always just go into child's pose with your feet together, knees apart, and your head on your forehead. Okay, but let's carry on. Tuck your toes and raise your hips up into downward facing dog. This is our first downward dog. Let's just get a little comfortable here. You can bend the knees, bring your chest toward the thighs, push through the shoulders, drop the heels down, or maybe just bend one knee, straighten the other, bend the other knee, straighten the other, and just really like move around in it or just stay static in it. Okay, now we're going to raise the left leg up and pulse it up. Drop the right heel down toward the floor. Even if the heel doesn't touch the floor, you just do your best. It's just an engagement cue. And then try to pulse your left leg that's in the air up for 5, 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, higher up each time, 1 more time. Good. And then bring your left knee toward your nose, bring your shoulders over your wrists, and then gently step it through between your hands. Good. And then let's bring the arms up into our first crescent lunge. Your back heel should be up in the air. Relax the shoulders. And let's do a little twist here by putting the left hand on the back of your right thigh and reaching the right arm up. Squeeze the right glutes. Bend the back knee a little bit. Good. Squeeze the right glute a little more. Reach the right arm up and over. Good. Bring the left arm up. Both hands down next to the front of your mat here. And then step the foot back into plank. Hang out in plank for a moment. Squeeze your glutes. Push through the shoulders. Lean the shoulders ahead of the wrists. And you're going to lower down very slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Good. Upward facing dog. Basically straighten the arms. And the only thing touching the floor should be the tops of your feet and your hands while you look up. And then downward facing dog. Good. Now we're on the other side. Raise the right leg up. Drop the left heel down. Good. And just pulse your right leg up. Higher up each time you pulse it up. Do it 5 times on your own here. Just a nice hamstring stretch in a very active way. Good. Remember to breathe. Take a deep breath in. Good. Now bring the right knee in toward your nose. Shoulders over wrists. Gently step it through between your hands. Excellent. Sweep the arms up as you come up into your high lunge crescent pose with the back heel up in the air. And now in this position, put your right hand on your left thigh, the back of your left thigh. Bend the back knee a little bit, squeeze the left glutes, and reach the left arm up overhead. Good. Take a deep breath here. And relax. One more time. And relax. Good. Let's bring the hands down. Excellent. Sweep the foot back into plank. Lean the shoulders forward over the wrists. And again, while you keep the elbows close to your body, lower down slowly. Slowly, slowly. Good. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Excellent. Now I want you to bend your knees, look forward at your hands, and hop or walk forward to between your hands. Cool. Good. And let's just stand and straddle our legs apart. And we're going to do a little animal flow-ish type of thing where we go into our first Cossack squat. So Cossack squat is basically a side squat. So I'm going to bend my right knee, lift the left toes up in the air. This heel could be up in the air as well. I don't know if you see that, but basically from here, bring your left toes now down onto the ground And then bring your left knee down to the mat and twist over into a lunge. Good. Now that you're in this lunge, you're gonna kick the back knee up and then kick this left foot through and raise your right arm up and then back into a lunge. Got it? If you didn't get it, don't worry, we're gonna do it a bunch of times, okay? So from here, stand, and then bring your left, squat down on your left side, and then again, you could start with the toes up in the air, and then bring them down, and then bring this right knee down as you twist over to your left into this lunge position. Good. And then hand down here, your left arm could be in the air as you, and if this is impossible, you could use a yoga block here. So your hand is here, or you could go on your fist to give you some more clearance. As you bring your knee is up in the air, leg is straight, and then you bring your foot through and then back into a lunge. Got it? And then we stand into our straddle and back. Cossack squat on this side. Knee down into a lunge. Bring the left foot forward as you bring your right arm up and back. And then step it back into a lunge. Stand. Cossack squat on the left side. Twist over into your lunge. And then right hand down as you bring your right foot through, kick it through, and back into a lunge. Stand up. Good job. Good. Now, we're going to go into a low lunge by bringing our left knee down. So my left knee is down behind me. Right leg is forward. Okay? And we're going to do this flow right now where we are going to put our hands down in front of us. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee up. Good. And then warrior 3. Basically, put your hands at your prayer position in front of your chest. And then let's go flying, where you raise your left leg up and try to balance here with your torso horizontal, parallel with the ground. And if this is easy for you, you could put your hands back behind you to the side, or the hardest version, arms overhead. And you might need your yoga block here because we're going to put our hands down to the floor for standing splits. If you have a yoga block, you could just set it down here on any setting, maybe the highest setting to make it easier, because the hamstring stretch could be intense. Just keep breathing, don't hold your breath here. Good. And then we're going to go into half moon pose. Put your right hand a little bit forward and to the right of your right foot as you raise your left hand, left arm up. Good. And your left toes facing to the left. Got it? And if you're comfortable there, slowly look up at your left hand. But you don't have to if that's too intense. Now you're going to slowly go into warrior 2. Put the back foot down and arms out to the side. Good. So right now in warrior 2, the front of your foot and your back foot are in alignment on the same level. You're looking over your right fingertips like a warrior looking over the horizon. Okay? Bend the front knee a little more as you go into reverse warrior. Left hand down to your left leg, right arm back, looking up at your hand. Bend the front knee deeply to accentuate your reverse warrior. Good. Extended side angle pose. Right forearm on your right thigh as you reach the left arm overhead. And if you want to take it a step further, you could put your hand on the ground or on a yoga block right here as the in-between step. Take a deep breath here. Good. And then on the exhale, left hand down, back heel up. Raise the right arm up and look up at your right hand. Good. Step the foot back into a plank position, right hand down. Meet me in plank. And remember, your child's pose is always available, but don't give up. And then lean the shoulders forward and go down very slowly as you transition gracefully into a upward facing dog and exhale into your downward facing dog. Good. Now we're going to do the other side. Raise the left leg up. Bring the left knee to your nose. Shoulders over wrist. Gently step this foot between your hands. Bring the right hand down. Bring the right knee down. Good. And now I think we're all on the same page. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee up. And from here, put your hands in the prayer position in front of your chest. And warrior 3. Basically, kick off that back foot. Raise the back leg and make your torso parallel with the ground. Remember, if you want to make it harder, you can bring the hands overhead as the hardest position. Standing splits. Hands down on the floor or on your yoga block. Good. Breathe. Good. Now half moon pose. Your left hand should be a little bit ahead and to the left of your left foot as you raise your right arm up and your right foot. Make the toes face to the right to externally rotate that hip and try to raise that right leg up as high as it'll go. And if you're comfortable here, look up at your right hand slowly. And then warrior 2. Bring the right foot down and look over your left fingertips. Bend the left knee in, forward, reverse warrior. Right hand goes down your right thigh or right leg as you bring your left arm overhead and you're looking up at your hand or you're looking down at your back foot. All good options. Good. Bend the front knee deeply in your reverse warrior. And then extended side angle pose. Left forearm on your left thigh as you reach your right arm overhead. And then bring the left hand down inside that leg. Good. And of course you could use a yoga block here or keep the arm on top of your thigh, whatever fits. And then bring the the right hand down, raise the back heel up, and raise your left arm up. Deep breath here. Good. And then step the foot back into your plank position. Excellent. Get real strong in plank. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abs. Push through the shoulders, spreading the shoulder blades apart, elbows straight, and then lean the shoulders forward over the wrists or fingers. Lower down slowly while keeping your elbows tucked close to you. And then transition to upward facing dog. And exhale as you gracefully go into downward facing dog. Excellent. Let's bring the knees down. Cross our ankles behind us. Sit back on our butts. Good. Now that we're super warmed up, we're gonna put the right leg straight. Put the left foot in like so. So your left foot is against the inside of your right thigh. And if you're having trouble sitting upright, like if you're really slouched in this position, put your hand under your butt cheek and slide it back. And then put it under your other butt cheek, slide it back. That helps to like rotate the hips a little forward to help you be a little more upright. Now for this position, for this stretch that's coming up, you might need your strap or belt or band or whatever to wrap it around your foot if you cannot reach your foot. Okay, let's start with our both arms up, 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 up. Maybe look up at your hands, firm up your right foot, and then reach forward, 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 and grab whatever you can, and just hang out here for a minute. Deep breath. Good. And if you can't reach it, or if you can and you want to go a little deeper, one little trick is, forgot to say, is you could bring the right knee in, grab whatever you can, maybe grab with your peace fingers of your big toe, and then slide your right foot forward. And if you're advanced, you can also emphasize the lower back stretch by pointing your feet like a ballerina forward. And this forces your back to round and gets you out of your lower back. Deep breaths. You can also alternate and bring the toes toward your face for an added calf stretch, and then alternate by pointing the feet forward. Deep breath. Good. Slowly and gently release that. Bring the arms up. Switch sides. Good. Now remember, you can put your hand under your butt cheek, slide it backwards a bit, and on the other side as well, to help your hips rotate forward so your back stacks up a little better. Firm up this left leg, knees straight, toes up, arms up, and then reach forward. You can bend the knee if you want, grab however much of your foot as you can, and then straighten that knee. And then just breathe into the stretch. You can try pointing the toes or bringing the toes toward your face, or alternate like this. The more you pull those toes forward, the more it kind of stretches other things. It's a very good stretch. One of my favorite unilateral hamstring stretches. But you gotta be warmed up. This is a deep release pose that I only do when I'm super warm. Near the end of a yoga class, it's perfect to do. Good. Now, deep breath in. And let it go. Release the arms up. Good. Let's scooch forward and lay on our back. Lay on our back with our knees up, feet down. Make it such that when that you could barely touch your feet, your heels, with your middle fingers. So that's about the distance away your feet should be. Good. Lay your head down. And if you're on a yoga mat, grab the sides of your mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's fine. Just keep the hands down. And then raise the hips up slowly, as high as it'll go. And then scooch the shoulders together. So slide your left shoulder underneath and then your right shoulder underneath, so your chest is sticking out. Raise your hips up. Squeeze your glutes. Good. Keep them squeezed. Keep raising those hips up. Deep breath here. Good. Now what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze your abs really hard. You can relax the butt, but squeeze your abs really hard. Release your hands if they're touching or holding the mat. Release the shoulders if they're
squeeze together, back together. And squeeze your abs right now. Squeeze your abs as you lower down one vertebrae at a time, very slowly. The more you keep your abs squeezed, the more your spine will go down one articulation at a time, and the sacrum will be the last thing to come down. Squeeze the abs, squeeze the abs. And it's a beautiful feeling when you finally feel the touchdown, because you're feeling a subtle shift that is normally not felt. Whew. That is a euphoric feeling. I love that feeling, and I hope you feel what I feel. And now to top it off, that little bridge was a great little counter to the forward bending we just did with the hamstring stretch. But now let's top it off with a shoulder stand. And if you have a plow pose in your practice, you can end it with that as well. Now, with the main thing with shoulder stand is you don't want to look left or right, but basically put your hands down. So maybe you want to watch if you're not sure what I'm doing before you do it. But basically hands down, and then use momentum if you cannot do this with your own pure strength. But basically try to lift your hips up above you, and then put your hands on your lower back to support. And if you're comfortable there, you can raise the feet or the legs up. Good. Now, from this position, you can hang out here, or you can do more crazy things like put your arms up. So it's an unsupported shoulder stand. Or you could put your arms overhead on the floor and then try to straighten your your legs, squeeze your glutes. And now let's transition to plow pose. Basically, bring your feet down toward the ground. If your feet don't touch the ground, that's fine. But if they do, great. And if you're very comfortable with plow pose, reach your arms overhead. Grab your feet, straighten your knees. Good. And then slowly, whether you're in shoulder stand or plow pose, slowly try to lower your spine back down, one vertebrae at a time, as slowly as you can. Good. And then set everything down. Shavasana, meaning corpse pose. So right now, just put your arms down, your legs straight down, and just lay there in this relaxed, euphoric moment, in a very rare moment where you have reached a feeling of great relaxation and stillness of your mind. And this is what yoga is originally intended for, where you do a bunch of physical stretches and transitions, and so that at the end you could be in this meditative state. And I want you to cherish that moment, because stillness is very precious and very valuable in today's modern age, and I feel it's the antidote to all the screens and devices and technology that makes us very frantic and anxious. So I'm going to leave that here, and I hope you stay in Shavasana while I keep speaking for as long as you can. And I hope you enjoyed that because it's my pleasure to make these videos. And if you enjoyed it and you're looking for more, I have premium programs that focus on increasing your hip flexibility, hamstring flexibility, and shoulder flexibility. And people who purchase these videos, I have the links to them in the description of every video that I've made. And these videos, whenever people purchase them, are what allow me to keep creating free content. And I have an ultimate flexibility bundle which combines all three flexibility programs in one go, so that you can get the most out of it. They're extremely efficient, effective,
in a short amount of time. And I also have strength training programs because I'm very into calisthenics and bodyweight exercises, as you probably know. So check those links out in the description below. And I want you to give this video a thumbs up because you made it to the end. And if you're not subscribed already, please do so now. And I want to hear how you like this video. Please leave a comment. Let me know you're around. Let me know you exist. And I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your year.